You know how a certain smell, or taste, or touch, or sound, or sight can take you somewhere? And how that somewhere isn't a place. It's a feeling. It's a moment. Because time is fleeting. A moment is experienced just once. But some moments, the great ones, are remembered forever. I guess that's why they say, we don't remember days, we remember moments. Or that life itself can be measured in moments. We love putting wonder and beauty in your moments, making them better, making them unforgettable, making them something you can keep forever. Because moments are the best things we can ever have. Come and celebrate your moments with us.
Abangan tuwing linggo sa Spear Cyber TV, 6 to 8 p.m. Video Yoga Online with mga lugi ng bayan. DJ Don, DJ Mark, DJ Ralph, Kita Kids!
Nagbabasa ka pa ba ng dyaryo? Nakikinig ka pa rin ng radyo? Hindi na uso yan. Everything now is online. So, follow us. Like, watch, and share. Mga OFWs, narito na ang Spear Cyber TV worldwide. Napapanood kahit anong oras.
Usapin, talakayin. Opinyon, lilinawin kasama si Rosel Lopez, umaarangkada sa Spear Cyber TV.
Okay, mga kaibigan, magandang hapon po sa ating lahat at welcome po sa Thursday edition ng programang Utol, Usapin, Talakayin, Opinyon, Lilinawin, dito lamang sa Spear Cyber TV. At syempre ako pa rin ang inyong magiging kasama, magiging kahuntahan, kakwentuhan, kabalitaan, kadamar cats, katropa pips, kakosa, kajaming, Rosel Lopez. At syempre kasama ko pa rin sa technical side si Joshua Mendoza. Pero mga kaibigan, bago tayo magpatuloy sa ating mga talakayan ay medyo magbatian portion muna tayo at unahin natin yung ating mga tropa pips sa may Ilocos Norte, sina Ma'am Jenny Dina Truel Hambaro, Michael at Zeril Pebenito, si Ira at si Jenny ng Paraiso ni Aniben sa Lawag City, Ilocos Norte. At syempre yung aking mga kamag-anakins dyan sa may area naman ng Bataan, sina Tito Rick Santiago at anak niya si Al Santiago, buhat naman sa Urani, Bataan Public Market. At syempre yung kapatid ni Tito Rick, si Tita Meldy Santiago Angeles, na nakabase naman sa Mabalacat, Pampanga, may Kenny Saguli. At yung ating mga kakosa dyan sa may area ng San Jose del Monte, sina Police Colonel Orlando Castil Jr., siyang Chief of Police ng San Jose del Monte City sa Bulacan. At syempre si Magno Prendol ng San Jose del Monte Prosecutor's Office. At syempre si Jaime Santos Pahayag na aking kabats dyan na nakabase po sa San Jose. Pero galing po siya ng Malabon City. At syempre yung ating mga kakosa dyan naman din sa may area ng Santa Maria, Bulacan, sina Bayani Jogrades, si Bayan, at ganyan din si Mimi, yung kanyang asawa, si Mimi Jogrades, at yung mga anak niya si Chuchay at si Charlotte. Good afternoon. At ganyan din siyempre yung ating regular viewer, hindi pwedeng mawala to. Ako, magtatampo sa atin to, si Daniel Valdez. Ayan. Okay, good afternoon. At yun nga, bukod dyan, yung ating mga kaibigan na kagawad, sina Barangay Kagawad Sani Dadan Pineda ng Barangay Tugatog, Malabon City. At syempre yung ating mga katropa dyan, sina Kuya Danny at Demi Garcia ng Dulong Bronze, Tugatog, Malabon, at yung kanilang pamangkin na si RD Montoya ng Office of the Vice Mayor ng Malabon City. At syempre si Paring Sherwin. Good afternoon. At ganyan din sina Kagawad Nestor Rosita at yung kanilang barangay chairman na si Chairman o Chairwoman Edna Valenzuela. At syempre yung ating tropang kagawad naman dyan sa may area na may Silo, Malabon, si Kagawad Jerry Aquino. Good afternoon, Kagawad. Sa may-ari po ng Jamming Place sa Malabon City sa Katmon. At ganyan din si Kagawad Ruben Almoy Tilichauco, si Kagawad Bengbeng ng Barangay Pulo, Valenzuela, na siya pong may hawak ng peace and order sa lugar. Good afternoon. At salamat din, Kagawad, sa lambing ko sa iyo, doon sa pagpapahiram mo ng sasakyan. Salamat, Kagawad, at babawi na lang ako. Maraming salamat. At syempre, kay Paring Hiner Arriesgado na siyang nag-drive para sa akin. Magandang hapon at salamat Paring Hiner, talagang ikaw nga si bayaw talaga. Yan po si Hiner po talagang lapitan ng kahit sino po, maging sa kanilang lugar, sa ibang lugar. Talaga po kasi po walang masamang tinapay kay Paring Hiner Arriesgado. Anyway, good afternoon sa iyo. At siyempre kay Bro Enteng Diaz ng Barangay Tagalag, Valenzuela City. At siyempre sa kanilang buting mayor na si Mayor Rex Gatchalian at kapatid niyang sina Wesley Gatchalian, si Congressman Wesley Gatchalian at Senador Win Gatchalian. At siyempre ganyan din kay Presidential Commission on Urban 4 CEO and General Manager Alvin Feliciano. Good afternoon, sir. At siyempre sa mga anak niyang sina Barangay Chairwoman Chris Feliciano ng Arcum Bato, Valenzuela, at sa anak niya rin si Councilor Robin Feliciano. Good afternoon po sa inyo. At syempre yung mayor din ng Caloocan, si Caloocan City Mayor Oka Malapitan. Good afternoon. At ganyan din si Nabota City Mayor Toby Chanco. Good afternoon. At yun, wala na. At syempre Malabon, si Mayor Antolen Lenlen Oreta. At ganyan din yung kanyang PSTMO sa panguna ni retired policeman Major Estelito Peñano, siya pong chief ng PSTMO, at ang kanyang chief of operation na si Verdi Soco. At siyempre sa lahat ng operation team at lahat ng mga enforcer ng Malabon City. Good afternoon. Ayan, wala tayong nakalimutan. Huling-huli, yung Tambayang Batch 85 ng Elisa Esguera High School. Good afternoon sa inyo lahat. Hindi ko na kayo iisa-isa. Siguro, sige, yung konting natatandaan ko, sina Bossing Ernel, Celso at Lisa Basilio, sina Maruha, sina Amor, sina Marisa Cruz, sina Neil Evangelista na nasa US, si Joselito Doji Dimla ng Pagcor, sina Fernando Felix at Abed Santiago, at sino pa ba? Sina Romel Reyes, Roger Yabilio, Joel Lapus, sina Jolly Cabigaw, Liz Lupisan, sina LJ, tapos sino pa ba? Si Serapio, kalimutan ko first name ni Serapio, at siyempre sina Luna Belluna, at basta lahat ng tambayan ng batch 85, si Romel de la Cruz, ayan, sino pa ba? Basta lahat po ng si Kagawad Winston Hilario, yan, ng Barangay Lungos, Malabon City. Good afternoon sa iyo, Kagawad, at welcome sa programang Utol at sa lahat ng tambayang batch 85. Okay, so bueno mga kaibigan, at ngayon siguro pag-usapan muna natin yung naganap pong isang press conference na ginawa po sa isang restaurant sa Quezon City, kung saan pinangunahan po at ang naging moderator po ay si Sir Melo Acuña, kung saan po ay mamaya pagbabalik natin ay sasabihin po natin kung anong pinag-usapan doon, at magpapakilala po muna si Joshua Mendoza para malaman nyo kung saan kayong himpilang nanonood at nakikinig. Magbabalik po kami.
Nagbabasa ka pa ba ng dyaryo? Nakikinig ka pa rin ng radyo? Hindi na uso yan. Everything now is online. So, follow us. Like, watch, and share. Mga OFWs, narito na ang Spear Cyber TV worldwide. Napapanood kahit anong oras.
Hi guys, I'm Red.
Hi, I'm Valerie, and we're here for the Ocean Art. We'll be experiencing BSD Lion Trainer program.
Say hi to them, hi.
So, oh!
Mga OFWs, gusto nyo bang malibang at makibalita sa mga nangyayari sa Pilipinas? Samahan si Tita Lou Medina.
Yung problema matagal na, kaya po yung impression na nakikreate ay inaccurate.
Hello Philippines! Hello world!
Homesick ka lang ba o talagang masama ang pakiramdam?
Masama po talaga ang pakiramdam ko. Kung homesick ko, napaglalabanan po talaga. Kasama na po talaga yung pag umalis ka.
Samahan si Tita Lou Medina. Sama-sama nating pag-usapan ang inyong mga karanasan abroad.
Communication ang pinakamaganda yan. Mag-usap kayo sa pinadadala mo. Dapat yung kung nagkapagkasya, kung nasa Pilipinas ka, mapapagkasya padadala mo. So magkano po ba ang dapat yung ipadala? Depende po sa sweldo nyo. Kasi pag nag-approve ka, ang naging problema ng OFW na family, iniisip nila, ang tatay ko, ang kapatid ko, o sino pa man naging OFW, naging mataas na po ang standard of living nila.
Madaling sabihin yan ng mga malaki ang sahod. Pero ang sahod lang ng isang domestic worker ay 20 to 24,000 pesos monthly. Wala daw silang maiipon.
Basta ikaw, OFW ang bida rito.
Tapos tinitingnan niya kung binabawasan ko ba o ano. Kasi one time po na nagluto ako ng kanin, syempre po gutom na ako kasi walang pagkain. Itulog pa sila maghapon. Gutom na talaga ako. Nagnakaw po talaga ako ng bigas kasi
Hello Philippines! Hello world! Dito sa Spear Cyber TV.
Okay, bueno mga kaibigan, muli po, nagbabalik po ang programang Utol dito pa rin sa Spear Cyber TV. Ako pa rin ang inyong kasama, Rosel Lopez, at kasama pa rin natin sa technical side, si Joshua Mendoza. Bueno mga kaibigan, talakayin na po natin yung pinag-usapan dito sa isang roundtable forum sa isang restaurant sa Quezon City kung saan ito po yung may kaugnayan sa Visiting Forces Agreement and oust Duterte Movement. At syempre, yung gagawin po mass action sa February 22 at kung saan po nga ay dito pinag-usapan yan at ang mga naging bisita po rito at guest ay sina former Senator Rodolfo Biazon, gayon din ang siyang author po ng Visiting Forces Agreement at si Attorney Ricky Tomotorgo Bunyog at gayon din si Mr. Ray Abad ng Kilusang kontra China. Bueno mga kaibigan, at syempre naging moderator po dito at nanguna sa talakayan ay si Sir Melo Acuña at kayo na po ang bala magbigay ng inyong opinion, reaksyon, komento dito po sa pinag-uusapan o pinag-usapang about sa Visiting Forces Agreement kung saan nga alam naman natin na kumalas na po ang US dito sa BFA. So kayo na po ang bala magbigay ng reaksyon, mag-PM lang kayo at yan naman po ibabasahin natin on air yung mga opinion nyo hinggil dito sa Visiting Forces Agreement. Panoorin po natin mga kaibigan.
For the longest time, how are the officers taking this?
I have not much touch with them anymore, no? Because we may have to assume that the thinking process may have also changed according to the times. But this is what I can say. Your soldiers are still your soldiers. Your soldiers are still believers in the rule of law. Your soldiers will follow the Commander-in-Chief if the Commander-in-Chief issues legal orders.
Now, Mr. Senator, let me ask you this. There is this provision in the Constitution that the armed forces is the protector of the state and the people. Sure, if the good lawyer's views happen to be true, that the state is no longer that popular, will the armed forces be on the side of an unpopular state or on the side of the oppressed people, if you may?
You know, in 1985, November, December 85, January, February 86, I was asked about, me joining those sectors, even in the armed forces, to oust former President Marcos. Because they thought I was against President Marcos because of the statements I was using. That My fight is for democracy, not for the cause of President Marcos. That was my statement that went into the media. Okay? So they thought I was right to be recruited to the ranks of those against President Marcos. And so I said, the worst thing that anyone can do is to give the soldier a taste of political power. Because if the soldiers with the gun like political power, paano nyo sila alisin? And so I said, then and then, even to President Cory, I said that, never give the soldier a taste of political power, because if they like it, hindi ninyo sila mapapalis. Okay? And I raised that question here now. I say that. Don't ever make the mistake of giving soldiers a taste of political power. Let him be in the cage. And what is the cage? The Constitution of the Republic of the Philippines.
But wouldn't
that is the case?
Okay. Wouldn't the salary increases be an icing on the cake?
Well, I am a beneficiary. Now I can live with my pension. Compared to the pension of the teachers, compared to the pensions of other government workers, the soldiers never had it so good. In terms of salary, in terms of pension. Yung kasabay kong nag-retire na mga teacher noong 1991. Nag-retire ako noong 1991.
Yeah.
Kasi ang pinagbabasihan ng pensyon ng isang maestra and other government workers ay yung huli niyang sahod. Kaya ngayon, yung mga kasabay kong nag-retire na mga teachers ay tumatanggap ng 2,000 to 3,000 pesos a month. Okay. You ask me how much I get? Magkano? Well, nasa record yan eh. Almost 200.
Oh, alam ni Ma'am yun?
Ayo, hindi nga ako ang nagkukolekta siya.
Alright.
Siya po, may hawak ng aking land bank.
ATM card.
Oo.
Okay. Maliwanag. Okay po. Okay. Question from a colleague from FOCAP. Question, please go ahead.
What do you think of the future of the PFA? Would it be terminated after?
Can you?
Yes, please.
Mr. Senator, what do you think of the fate of the VFA? Do you think it will really be terminated after 175 days?
Do you think it will be terminated after 175 days?
That is a question that can start being answered tomorrow. When you listen to the Senate's hearing tomorrow, because remember, the shared power is not shared power between the President and Congress. It is a shared power between the President and the Senate of the Philippines. Hindi kasama dyan ang House of Representatives. Of course, the House of Representatives can express sentiments on the question. But the power, shared power, is the Senate. So hindi natin alam yan.
Yes, please.
Sorry, just a follow-up to what you said, pointing out about the difference in terms of the pension a teacher is getting now in your sir. I wanted to frame it in a more honorable way, but are you saying, sir, are you implying that the bigger pay and higher pension is reason enough for the members of the armed
telling us the reason why it was there. I mean, for the visiting forces. Mrs. Senator, did you-
When President Duterte signaled that he was for the termination of the Visting agreement, I raised two questions. One question is, do we need the visiting forces agreement? And in answer to that question, we have to understand the history of the agreement, which started after the Second World War. We had the 1947 military basis agreement, and then the military assistance agreement, 1947. When Mao Zedong took over control of China in 1949, there appeared in the horizon another threat in addition to the Iron Curtain. There appeared in the horizon the bamboo curtain. And that's why we entered into the military bases. The Mutual Defense Treaty of 1951. And the situation existed for so long. Now, in 1991, on the downfall of the USSR as the threat from the Iron Curtain, the bamboo curtain was still there. Especially when we experienced the threat on the Spratlys. There was a threat in the Spratlys. So in 1999, we entered into a visiting forces agreement with the United States. And I believe the design for the visiting forces agreement is to provide the meat to the existing mutual defense treaty, the military assistance agreement. Kasi nawala na yung nawala na yung military base agreement. It was terminated in 1991.
Yes.
Okay. So to replace that and still make the mutual defense treaty still effective, we entered into the visiting forces agreement.
Okay.
And being the chairman of the Defense Committee, I had to sponsor that agreement on the floor of the Senate for concurrence. Because, and during that those discourses, arguments, as a matter of fact, some lawyer senators asked me a question. Why is there a need for the visiting forces agreement to be ratified by the Philippine Senate when the American Senate did not ratify it? That was the question. And so, in answer, I said, I threw back a question. One is, ano ba ang susundin natin? Yung American Constitution ba? O itong Philippine Constitution? Kasi maliwanag, pinag-aralan ko yung records of proceeding on the matter. Records of proceeding of the Philippine Constitutional Commission. At maliwanag doon, at any time, any agreement will possess three characteristics. One is the agreement political in nature. And that I would assume has reference to both domestic and international politics. Number two is the agreement permanent in nature, except for the fact that within the agreement itself, there are provisions for termination.
Exit clause.
Exit clause, that's right. And then the third is, will we require to change existing national policies if we put the agreement into effect? Any one of these three present in an international agreement, international treaties, or even executive agreement, the Constitution is very clear na
Okay, so mga kaibigan, yan po, napanood niyo po yung ginawang talakayan dito po sa Roundtable Forum sa Quezon City, kung saan yun nga po ang pinag-usapan sa Visiting Forces Agreement, kung saan sabi nga ng US, okay lang, total gastos pa yan, so at least wala namang problema. So ngayon, yun ba, kaya ng Pilipinas kung sakali, di ba po? So kayo na po bala magbigay ng opinion. Okay, so mga kaibigan, siguro po ay bago tayo pumunta sa ating tatalakay sa susunod, ito naman po ay tungkol po doon sa PhilHealth. No? Nagpatawag po na isang media forum, ang Philippine Health Insurance Corporation, at ito may kaugnay naman sa coronavirus. Pero magpapakilala lang po ulit si Joshua Mendoza, at sa ating pagbabalik ay pag-uusapan po natin. Magbabalik po kami.
Huwag maniwala sa sabi-sabi. Di dapat pagbatayan ng sabi ng kung sino-sino. Mas mabuting dumiretso tayo sa tao nasa likod ng issue. Suriin natin, pag-usapan, diretsahin, dito sa Diretsahan, kasama si Bay Hilario. Alas 10 hanggang alas 11 ng umaga, dito lang sa Spear Cyber TV.
Mga OFWs, gusto nyo bang malibang at makibalita sa mga nangyayari sa Pilipinas? Samahan si Tita Lu Medina. Sama-sama nating pag-usapan ang inyong mga karanasan abroad. Basta ikaw, OFW ang bida rito. Hello Philippines! Hello world! Dito sa Spear Cyber TV.
Okay, muli po, nagbabalik po ang inyong lingkod ulit mga kaibigan, at ngayon po ay pag-usapan na natin yung ginawang media forum ng PhilHealth. Alam mo, kung saan po pinangunahan ni PhilHealth President at Chief Executive Officer Ricardo Morales. Kung saan nga po ay sinabi nila o mismo ni Morales na magbibigay po sila ng 1,000 pisong halaga, no, na benepisyo sa mga miyembro na naapektuhan ng bagong sakit ngayon na coronavirus o COVID-19. So, swerte po ng mga miyembro ng PhilHealth at meron silang ganyan na proyekto na ayuda para doon sa mga miyembro na ika nga yung wag naman sana ng lahat at yung mga naapektuhan po nitong coronavirus. So mga kaibigan, panoorin po natin yung kaprasong naging talakayan kung saan ay naandun po ang grupo naman ng Pamamarisan Press Corps, grupo ng Pamamarisan Rizal Press Corps sa pangunguna po ng aming presidente na si Neil Alcover at kasama ang mga miyembro at opisyal ng Pamamarisan Rizal Press Corps. Panoorin po natin mga kaibigan, at yung mga miyembro po ng PhilHealth, pwede po kayo mag-PM sa amin, sa akin o sa aming page, at kung anong inyong katanungan ay ipararating po natin sa mga opisyal o sa tanggapan ng PhilHealth. Panoorin po natin.
Tatanggalin mo din muna. However, dahil hindi pa fully implemented ang universal healthcare, meron pa rin pong tulong na ibibigay ang malasakit center. Kasi maaaring hindi pa natin nakukover lahat. At yun po ngayong tulong na yun ay doon sa malasakit center pupunta at doon kukuhanin. At meron po doong pamamaraan kung sino muna yung mga tutulong, like for my medical assistance, it would be PhilHealth and the PCSO. For other financial assistance na kailangan ng pasyente, especially na may hirap nating kababayan, it will be the DSWD. Or later on, kung saan pa pwedeng kumuha ng pondo. So technically po, kung titingnan ninyo sa pagbibigay ng benepisyo, lahat mabibigyan ng benepisyo ng PhilHealth kasi di ba lahat naman ay miyembro na ngayon ng PhilHealth. At susunod, kung may pangangailangan pa, lalong-lalo na yung mahihirap natin, pwede silang lumapit doon sa malasakit center.
Okay. Salamat.
Sir, sorry, nabanggit lang ni Sir, ilan lang daw po yun. Sa ngayon kasi po, I think around 50 plus yung merong malasakit centers. But those are 56. Those are LGU-owned and some DOH hospitals. Sa batas po ngayon, sinasabi na dapat lahat ng 72 DOH hospitals mag-establish ng malasakit centers plus PGH. Sa batas po ngayon, ina-allow din ang all other public or LGU hospitals na magtayo ng malasakit center. However, may mga criteria na sila na dapat susundin. Tapos yung malasakit program na po, in-establish na siya ng batas and it will be under a bureau under the Department of Health.
Si Sir
Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Sa ngayon, sorry. Sa ngayon po, gaya ng nabanggit ng ating Pangulo, magkakaroon tayo at maglalabas tayo ng ating polisiya o yung circular covering for the PUIs or the persons under investigation, and this will cover technically the i-cover niya yung quarantine for those who are actually covered or quarantined in a level 2 or level 3 hospital kasi siya yung may kakayanan na mag-quarantine. So yun po yun. At ang nabanggit nga rin ng ating tagapangulo na however kung magkakaroon or magde-develop ng complications yung ating mga pasyente or they found to be positive at magkakaroon ng ibang pagkakasakit, babayadan na natin sila according to what is the case rate. Kung pneumonia, babayadan natin sila sa pneumonia or any other disease na mali-develop nila. Yung sinasabing expansion ni Presidente ngayon, pinag-aaralan din po namin because nakikita natin ngayon na yung pong meron na tayo ngayon ng mga tests, allowed na ang Pilipinas, meron na po tayo ngayon. And of course, yung ating mga ginagamit sa ating mga pasyente at sa ating mga medical health workers, yung mga personal protective equipment. So sa ngayon, pinag-aaralan din natin on how we can expand our current, or yung ilalabas natin para mas makaresponde tayo na mas maayos sa pangangailangan ng ating mga magiging pasyente. So yun po yung binabanggit. So may expect pa rin tayo kung magiging
para kung saan kayo nakatira, doon kayo magpalista. Yun ang unang point of contact nyo with the health system. So we are trying to change behavior. Hindi lang takbo kagad sa OSMAC o sa St. Luke's or Makati Med. Kung meron namang primary health care center sa barangay o sa kung saan sila malapit na kanila. And since our rural health units and health centers are under the stewardship of our local chief executives, mga mayors at mga governors to, I also call upon our city and municipal mayors and the respective chief health officers to ensure that the regional or rural health units are at par with our standards so we can readily make this service as accessible to all. Ayusin din naman natin yung mga rural health units. Yung kasi yung medyo reason na ayaw pumunta ng mga mamamayan natin doon, wala namang laman eh. Walang tao, walang gamot. So, ba't ako pupunta doon? Hindi ako doon, sigurado may tao doon. So, ayusin, we will try to change this. We have noted itong mga gaps na dapat ayusin. Again, hindi bigla ito. This will be a gradual, gradual improvement. Gradual but steady improvement. So, people will feel more confident na, pwede na pala rito Matanggap na ako ng gamot ng health service dito sa barangay health clinic. This is the next big thing in the Philippine health service system. Imagine all Filipinos being taken care of by primary care providers of their choice in communities that they live in. These consultant providers will be the initial and continuing point of contact as they navigate the health system. One should see a consultant provider first before anything that ails them, before they are allowed to see a specialist or avail of tertiary care. Sa ibang bansa, pag dumiretso ka sa Apex Hospital, hindi ka dadaan dun sa primary healthcare provider, bayad ka. Kasi that is initiative na ang gusto nating sistema. Kung gusto nyo libre, lumangay ito para maayos naman. We are trying to work with apps or automation para malaman ng member kung saan siya pupunta, kailan siya pupunta doon, at sinong doktor at kanyang haharapin doon, or if we cannot make an appointment, magre-reset ng bagong appointment. So, we're trying to do all this. Ngayon naman, ang PhilHealth response to COVID-19. Yan siguro kailangan, wala nang takot dito. Our board of directors has recently approved a benefit package for member patients under investigation, or siguro under monitoring, investigation, criminal yun Ito, persons under monitoring for possible COVID-19 infection who are admitted in healthcare facilities for isolation and quarantine as advised by competent physicians. So, unang-una sinabihan namin yung mga ospital, mga level 2 kasi may mga isolation ward dyan. Do not turn away patients who come because they think they have been exposed to COVID-19. Hindi na pwede tanggihan yan. They must accept these patients. And then treatment due to coronavirus infection is covered and paid for using case rates. In severe cases where infection leads to moderate or high risk pneumonia yung complication we covered the attendant medical costs incurred by the patient. PhilHealth is now paying 14,000 for COVID-19 patients. This is for the 14-day quarantine period. So far, wala pa kaming natatanggap Wala pa natatanggap. Siguro maaga pa naman. Hindi naman kasi agad-agad nire-report So, yung monthly. But more than the benefits that we pay, we urge the public to be more on the preventive side. Ano ba tayo mga giveaway ng mask yan? Para pag nila dito may mask.
Maganda yung mask yan.
Dahil hindi nagmamask dito. So, paano tayo maniwala sa ating? Tayo hindi nagmamask. To be more on the preventive side and be safe from costly confinement by observing cleanliness and practicing good personal hygiene, especially frequent hand washing. Tatapos sila ng Valentine's observe natin itong good personal hygiene. We join the Department of Health in the call to avoid crowded places. Crowded places, tingnan mo na, magkiwalay tayo. Avoid them as much as we can. As much as we can. Hindi naman natin may iwasan.
Hindi lang yun. That's the basic, no? Yung mga issues nun, di ba, yung military bases. Natanggal yung military bases, pero naibalik yung EDCA. Na, yung BFA. Kaya na gustong tanggalin ni Presidente Duterte. Ang huling balita, gustong yung Amerika, they got out of the INF Treaty. Ito yung Intercontinental Intermediate Range Ballistic Nuclear Forces, INF. Umalis sila dyan sa INF Treaty niyan para makapaglagay sila ng mga missile malapit sa China para makapag-first strike sa China, wala nang time to react. For instance, kung lalagyan, halimbawa, ito, very serious, no? Pag papayag tayo na lagyan ng mga missile ng Amerika yung mga EDCA bases na yan, at ginamit nila laban sa... From those EDCA bases, kayang-kayang tirahin ng Beijing at saka Shanghai. Ano sa palagay nyo ang gagawin ng China? Will they just sit idly by and wait for those missiles to pour on their heads? Titirahin tayo ng uunahan tayo niyan.
Okay, but General, let me ask
So, yung mga issues na linalabanan ng First Stone, nandiyan pa rin.
Okay, that being the case, let me ask you, how do you look at the United States of America? While President Duterte is against the American presence in the Philippines, the daughter is at the State Department in Washington. Ano ba nilalaro pa talaga tayo ng Amerikano? Paano ba yun?
Palagay ko hindi natin mag-iwasan yung mag-intervene dito, lalo na sa next election. For sure, may mga susuportahan silang kandidato na hindi na maulit na magkaroon uli ng presidente na lumalaban sa kanila, tulad ni Presidente Duterte. Yun dapat ang iingatan natin sa susunod na eleksyon.
Okay. Yes, Professor Edna, please. Your thoughts about the issue.
Yeah. No, the way I think, tama yung si Vic, the context must always be seen in terms of the geopolitics, no, between the big powers, the actors, and it's never been left from the United States, at saka China at this point in time, and Russia, and so on and so forth. But there are contradictions also within big powers, and even the US is suffering from its own internal contradictions. You get a guy like Trump as president, and he has a mass base na sarado yan. Kahit anong gawin mo, yung Midwest na rednecks as they would call them, talagang desidido susuportahan siya while he is now being impeached. Now, what is the, ano ang pakinabang ng Philippines sa Estados Unidos ngayon? Certainly, as a buffer against China's aggressive policies, importante yan. Pero, hindi naman, tama yung sinasabi ni Vic na hindi kinakailangan suportahan itong aggressive policies ng the United States. Ang problema natin, dapat Southeast Asia as an ASEAN region should strengthen itself. Parang yung non-aligned period ni Malik at saka nila Sukarno at that time, no? And sila Gandhi, at that time, maganda yung kanilang positioning and strengthening Southeast Asia against these big powers. You don't have that right now, and I think that the Philippines, in its particularity, will forever be suffering as a victim of this big power political Cold War that is still ongoing. No? Sabi nga na, when two elephants fight, it is the grass that suffers. Unless the Filipinos themselves are able to find out their own identity and try to be more self and more resourceful within their own ranks, I don't think that we can do it by ourselves. We need the help of external forces. But unfortunately, you have a Duterte who swings from one external power to another external power, and claims to want to end oligarchy when he is surrounded by oligarchs themselves, no? So, it's the same problem as what you had nung unang panahon, pero ang lumalabas lamang ngayon, mas malakas ang fundamentalism, populism, right-wing governance, and this is a global issue that the Filipinos have to be made aware of. Ang last point ko, an empowered citizenry, I've always said that, is the only solution for us to be able to tilt the balance among these oligarchs that are fighting amongst themselves in government. And the moment that we are able to strengthen the citizens, empowered as they are, and it should be inclusive, and it includes, as I keep on telling Vic, even the security forces, good guys within the military, and the Philippine National Police. Unless you're able to develop this kind of constituency, it is only them that, powers like the United States and China will listen, because the government itself will be forced, it will be pushed against the wall. That was what happened in the EDSA uprising. It was not a revolution, it was a revolt, it was an uprising. But that was what happened during that time. Nakinig ang Estados Unidos, then they changed they went over the other side of the fence at nagbigay na siya.
Very well. Senator Tagat, can you please tell us a brief backgrounder on the DFA and the EDCA? Because they say it was ratified by the Senate, but as far as the Americans are concerned, it's just an executive agreement.
Nangyari po diyan. Ang ating basic treaty is the MDT, the Mutual Defense Treaty of 1951. Malinaw yan. An attack on one party is a threat to the other and will be addressed appropriately. I mean, according to the Constitution. Yan ang basic framework. Nung natapos po yung Military Base Agreement in 1991, it became a question, nandiyan pa bang MDT? The answer from both sides is, nandiyan pa yan. But yung basic privileges na binibigay sa American forces could not be implemented without a regime of procedures, no? So, kinailangan yung DFA for it to stay. No? And it was negotiated during the last years of Ramos, ratified during the first year of ERA, who was an anti-basis senator when he was in the Senate, president. No? It was debated on the floor of the Senate with Blas Ople as chairman of Foreign Relations and Pong Biason as Defense Committee Chair, as co-sponsors. And I was brought in as a special co-sponsor by the Senate President. So I really took care of the more serious problems on the floor. And Bobby Tanyada was the one interpolating. And after we voted on it, Bobby and company took it to the Supreme Court. Nanalo sa Supreme Court. No? So, na-normalize yung presence ng Amerikano. But as in previous documents, yung visit ng Amerikano, temporary lang. No? Pero in practice, naging open-ended. Kasi, di ba, merong activity ngayon. Yung activity, nandun pa yun. So, tuloy-tuloy.
Pero I heard from the Coastal General Samuel in Mindanao na kahit dun sa kampo niya, may Amerikano, hindi siya basta-basta makakapasok sa end-12 ng mga Amerikano.
Sa EDCA yun. Pumasok, ngayon pumasok yung EDCA in 2014. Implementing agreement yung DFA. Tapos yung EDCA pumasok. Dapat yun, that is a stand-alone agreement. No? Oh, na under the Constitution, dapat talaga may consent ang Senate.
Okay.
But the Senate was not even involved in negotiating EDCA. Oh. Now, okay, magkaiba yung under our Constitution, dapat the Senate should concur in the ratification of every treaty. The Senate does not ratify. It's the executive that ratifies. But the concurrence should come from the Senate.
Okay.
Pero sa America, advice and consent ng kailangan. But these are executive agreements.
Kasatul.
Maradagdag ko lang yan. Nung tanggalin yung mga US bases, no, sa reduction, si Enrile doon nagsabi, hindi lamang dapat yung basis agreement, kundi yung equal defense treaty ay pawalang visa. Hindi, walang pumansin doon. If that was acted on, wala yung mga problema na yan. That would have actually impelled the Philippine government to devise its own plans of external defense nang hindi ka nagre-rely sa US. Ang rational day, 1951, Cold War agreement, yung Mutual Defense Treaty. Never, as a country, attempted to attack the Philippines. So, ginagana is a situation na mag-effect ang ano. Wala namang nag-attack sa Amerika para Pilipino Kuno. So, it wasn't that agreement actually. Pero, on the American interest, kaya na yung DFA, they had to do something that would facilitate the continued control of near military bases. There's or Philippine bases, and direct mag-ooperate sila dyan. Yun sinasabing dahil consequence ng undirect kaya, no? Kasi they can set up facilities within Philippine bases. Hindi sila magsaset ng ano. Pero walang access ang forces of the Philippines. Kanilang control.
At kung umalis sila, bayad tayo.
Eh kung titira sila, tama yung ano, I agree with John. So, dahil sa pinanatili yung Mutual Defense Treaty na yan, nalalagay tayo sa palagi sa ganitong pangalit.
Okay.
So, I credit kaibigan ko kalabang kung John really yan. We should have pushed it much more at least nagawa na natin. We should have done away with that problem.
Hindi na tinuloy ni Manong Johnny yun eh. Baka makancel yung visa niya sa Amerika.
Hindi na natin ko yan. Hindi ko naman.
Cancel yun.
Cancel ba yun?
Oo. His visa was cancelled while I was still in the Senate.
Really?
But in fairness to him, he did not talk about it. Hindi niya ginawang problema ng bayan yung kaya problema.
So, he did not cry?
No. But just one small note. Yung EDCA. No? Kasi 1990, pinalayas na natin yung mga Amerikano. In fact, the last toilet bowl from Subic, dinala na nila yan sa Amerika kasi galit sila na tinanggal sila. But under EDCA, pumasok sila sa mga military installations ng Pilipinas. So wala na silang base. The entire country became a base. So ang problema rito talaga, hindi tayo marunong to implement our own constitution.
Okay. Yun ba sa club? Okay. Noted po, sabi ni Senator Kiko Pangilinan. We'd like to open the floor to our colleagues from the media who may have questions. Christian, alam po, marami kang nais itanong. Let's start.
Christian, hindi yung malala yung position niya regarding just want to clarify. So basically, the VFA is something that should have been terminated a long time ago, or yung mismong MPP? Ano yung position niya regarding VFA? Kasi we're not even sure whether Duterte was actually referring just to the VFA. Yun yung nabanggit niya. Some people are speculating baka naman he was pointing to EDCA or even MDT. Pero based on your experience, ano ba dapat yung amyendahan or actually terminate na?
Ano yung dapat i-terminate? Yun na lang ba? VFA o yung MDT mismo?
Ang position namin from the very start, sa tubular na, alisin mo na yung mother agreement na bunga yan ng Cold War. No? At yan ang nagpe-perpetuate ng American military presence or influence sa Pilipinas. Na hindi na kaya yung even if there are continuing RPUS Military Assistance Agreement, anong ginagawa naman yung mga scrap na yung kanilang i-refurbish, yan ang binibigay. Kaya hindi mo modernize yung mga facilities ng Navy, ng Air Force, and even the Army. Yun ang sinasabi ko, kung walang MDT, mapipilitan tayo gumawa ng paraan ng i-develop natin ang sariling defense natin na hindi tayo nakasandal sa isang ally na maliit at tingin sa atin. Kaya-kaya tayong pagpulutin ng meron.
Well, the same thing can be said about China, di ba? Yung maliit ang tingin sa atin, kaya exactly the People's Republic of China has been treating the Filipinos in that line. And unfortunately, the President of the Republic of the Philippines has not done anything about it. And everything that he has said has been very, very symbolic. So it's not as easy as if it were just one external actor that we are, that is exploiting us or oppressing us, but it is also the Republic of China, which is the more immediate and urgent when you talk about the West Philippine Sea and territorial waters in the West Philippine Sea, and our marine life, and even the internal situation that involves the Filipino workers and Filipino employment. So it is in that light that I say, I understand what Kit is saying about the installations, the military installations. I know that for a fact because during the Mamasapano situation, I was talking to some of them, and they were resenting the fact that the Americans were actually there somewhere giving advice to the SAF forces as against the military. Now, this is the contradiction between the military and the SAF forces. So it's a bit complicated. Totoong ganoon yun. And yun lang ang gusto kong sabihin. Now, Philippine military security resilience and strength cannot be attained on themselves. Alam natin yan. So we will need to collaborate with others around us as long as they are democratic forces. No? Yun. So, yun ang problema natin.
Ang may dadagdag ko dyan, yung issue ng mga bases, dapat isaalang-alang natin yung ating national interest at national security. Kapag decide kung anong gagawin natin dyan sa MDT, BFA, EDCA. Yan ba ay nakakabuti sa ating seguridad? Yan ba ay nakakabuti sa ating national interest? Para sa akin, lahat ng ito ay labag sa interes ng Pilipinas. Bakit? Kung makikialam kasi tayo sa rivalry ng mga superpower, rivalry ng US laban sa China or vice versa, maiipit tayo sa dalawang nag-uumpukang bato. Ano natin? Yung mga MDT na yan, EDCA, BFA. At pag nagkaroon ng context sa dalawa, anong gagawin ng Amerika? Dadalhin dito yung mga missile nila. Gagamitin tayong phone. At kung ginamit natin, pag inamit ng Amerika yung kanilang mga missile dito at tirahin ng Beijing or Shanghai na kayang-kaya ng kanilang mga missile, and within minutes, tapos ang Shanghai at saka Beijing, anong gagawin naman ng Beijing? Hindi ba gagantihan? At kanino gaganti? Sa atin. Dahil doon galing yung mga missile na yan.
Alam niyo, sa totoo lang, mabuti na lang. Puro tigtas tayo dito eh. Wala tayong missile. Missiles. Yes, Senator.
Alam po natin na itong ating sitwasyon ay bunga ng ating kasaysayan. Nag-umpisa tayo isang colony ng Amerika. Mahirap makakahon sa ganung sitwasyon. Kailangan meron tayong mga kababayan na makabayan talaga at meron tayong gobyerno determined, sabi ni Victor, to pursue our national interest. Okay. Under our Constitution, meron dyan nuclear-free provision. Ni-implement ba natin? Hindi. Hindi. Ay lahat ng modern warships na aircraft. Nuclear armed. Pero hindi ko pag-usapan yan. Okay. So, America remains the lone superpower. Meron bang isang third world country ang talagang may sapat na lakas para deklara na wala na kami? Yung declaration din ko ng independent foreign policy that we are separating from the US, wala namang sustansya yun, ano? Napunta lang sa check.
How's that again,
Walang
Senator?
sustansya yun. Yung kanyang declaration, independent foreign policy. Oo. So, okay. That is one fact.
Bakit na wala substance, sabi ni Professor?
Nandiyan pa nga yung mga tratadong walang manifestation yan. Okay. Yung halimbawa sinabi, nasa dyaryo kahapon, medyo masyadong incompetent yung reporting ng mga dyaryo natin. Na nag-umpisa na raw yung proseso to terminate the BFA.
Yun ang sinabi kasi ng Malacanang.
Walang ganoon. Nag-umpisa, serve ka ng notice na we are terminating the agreement, nag-umpisa na. Pero yung sinabi na tanggalin natin yan, na wala pang nangyayari. At ano, we are going to terminate the BFA because of Pato de la Rosa's visa? Anong klaseng gobyerno tayo? Why should we die for Pato?
You find it strange?
Huh?
You find it strange?
Yan ang problema. So, kailangan talaga ng matinong pag-iisip ito. Hindi pwede yung mga
pero sabi ni Professor Clarita Carlos, you just don't tweak your foreign policy. Sabi niya, dahil in response to Secretary Locsin's tweet na kinausap na niya si Secretary Lorenzana to begin the process.
Ang foreign office ang magsaserve ng notice that we are terminating the agreement. Hindi si Lorenzana.
Yeah. Yes, please.
No problem. Nang mangyari yung sitting yung fishing board ng mga Pilipino ng mga ginawa ng service. No? Di ba kapagsalita si Teddy Boy Longsin? Antayin ko muna ang sasabihin ng militar. What they say, yun ang sasabihin ko. Yun. Kayo, Sen Chairman nitong Visiting Forces Agreement Commission. Pero pinapasa niyo naman kay Lorenzana. Start the process. Basahin lang niya yung tama yung sabi niya. Simple lang yan. You send a notice, you, Foreign Secretary. No explanation. Yan na. At palampasin mo yung yun. Wala na yun. Ano pa yung process for starting the process? Anong process dyan? Simple lang yan. Ayaw na namin. Magantay ka lang, mag-lap sa panahon. Tapos na.
Okay.
Ngayon, bakit? Tinakomplicate nila. O hindi nila
medyo malikot ang isip ko. Sabi nila, sa basketball daw kasi, marami pa nangyayari sa last 2 minutes. Baka may mangyayari eh. Kaya mag-serve pa lang ng notice. Yeah, Senator.
Ang tingin ko, Melo, hindi pa tapos ito. Wala mangyayari dyan. Tingin ko, imbitado si President Duterte and Trump to a summit in Las Vegas.
ASEAN-US Summit.
Okay.
In Las Vegas.
Ang tanong, bakit niya ginawa? Iba to ito. Habang iniimbita niya si Digong pumunta sa Las Vegas, ang tingin ko, this is a propitiatory act. Si Bato ay tatanggalan ng visa para si Trump hindi mahirapan dun sa mga US senators na nag-file ng resolution in the US Senate calling for the implementation of the Magnitsky Act on the Duterte government. Pag tinanggalan na niya, pinahirapan na si Bato, pwede nang tanggapin si Digong with all civility na hindi makikriticize ng gusto si Trump ng kanyang mga Democratic senators on Capitol Hill.
Okay.
Di ba?
Poker chip. Speaking of Las Vegas, iba to ang poker chip. Gano'n. Pwede.
Hindi gano'n yan. Kasi bakit naman for a visa ng former PNP chief, matatanggal yung ating alliance. Whether we have a duty or a right to abrogate the treaty.
Alright. Napakaganda na. More questions from the floor? Teka muna, si Christian, may follow-up? Wala, okay. Sige po, at may susunod pa tayo, may part 2 pa tayo. Ha?
Magandang umaga po, Senator Francisco Tatan. Tungkol po sa EDCA po.
Yes, sir.
Kasi sa sa US ngayon, sa Europe, ginagamit na ng US yung pre-positioning nila, para logistic. Ginagawa nila bodega na lang yung nila sa
Ginagawa nilang bodega yung Europa para sa Euro missiles. Gano'n.
Yung mga armas nila, hindi na sila gumagamit ng lalo na permanent basis.
Okay.
Sa Baltic states.
Stockpiling. Okay.
Stockpiling.
Nuclear weapons. Yeah.
Nuclear weapons, saka yung mga yung mga armaments, yung mga
Okay.
armored vehicles, ganun po, yung mga, hindi na sila gumagamit ng military bases, lalo na sa Baltic states, sa Latvia,
Okay.
Lithuania.
Sige po.
Ano pong tanong?
Tanong ko po, EDCA po, ginagamit, na nila parang trend na ng US, cost cutting na po ginagamit nila Cost cutting, hindi na sila permanent bases sa EDCA, parang trend nila.
Naiintindihan po natin yan kasi wala ng pera yung Amerikano. At saka ang technology naman, padali.
Push water.
Na lang ngayon.
Meron na sila kayo ba space, space.
Kulang ng tao. Yung demographic.
Okay.
Yung winter. Pumasok na sa laking bansa.
Kaya sa kay Professor Eta Rosales, yung sa mabasa panelist encounter, meron ba kayo information tungkol sa Australia? Kasi parang dead mga nila information sa Australia. Kasi nangyayari doon, di ba, sa Bali bombing sa Indonesia.
Okay. May mga relasyon yan, ha? Sharing of intelligence. Ano po ba tingin ninyo lang? May Amerikano sa Mamasapano, tapos may failure of intelligence sa Bali. Australians naman na nag-ooperate dahil kapitbahay nila yun.
Well, actually, I don't have direct evidence and know-how about that, no? But hindi naman katakataka, di ba? Kasi Indonesia is very close to Australia. And the Australian government has always been critical and wary of Indonesian strengthening of its military forces. But can I say something? I think that this whole thing about talking about military technology and so on, that is precisely the whole point na dapat natin isasaalang-alang when we talk about fundamental questions. Kasi, kung ibabalik mo lamang very briefly dun sa World War II, kaya nga nagkaroon ng UDHR, yung Universal Declaration of Human Rights, na never again a world war, the same volume and capacity of human rights. And the whole point was to strategically work for peace. Tatlo lang yung mahalagang usapin ng UDHR, which were 30 articles. Pero yung tatlong yun, number one, kilalanin ang karapatang pantao at pagkatao ng human beings. That's one. The second is, every time you have conflicts among states, they should be addressed in good cooperation, solidarity, and peacefully, at hindi gumagamit ng armas. At yung pangatlo, ultimately, all nations under the United Nations should work towards enduring and lasting peace, because it is only through peace that we can really develop in a sustained way. Which means to say, military technology, well, you cannot get rid of it, but it should never be primary in terms of foreign policy in dealing with diplomatic relations with other nations. Now, that seems easier said than done, but that should be the fundamental thrust of people like Duterte and his underling Department of Foreign Affairs, what's his name again? Teddy Boyokson. No? Dapat ganon ang pananaw nila. Di ba? Diplomatic relations with each other peaceably using the United Nations norms, the rule of law, and the United Nations rule of norms and standards.
Okay, well said. Well, one last question for our part 1. Natapusin na po natin ito. May mga lakad pa yung mga bisita natin. May part 2 pa tayo. Last question. Do you think yung bang naganap ng first quarter storm, na may mga kaibigan tayong na-torture, namatay, nawala, nasabi ni Sal Panelo sa isang forum doon sa Manila Hilton, wala naman ikang direktang inutos si Marcos na patayin o torturein o mag-disappear. Sabi ko, if that being the case, probably yung namatay noong martial law, nag-suicide. Yung na-torture, self-inflicted, at yung desaparecidos, nag-abroad para mag-OFW. If that is the case, we can work for the beatification of your idol. So, naupo si Sal Panelo. Then sabi ko, had I known you had something to say, we would have invited you to be our resource person. But you're part of the audience. Please take your coffee and enjoy. So, naupo na siya. Question. Yung bang first quarter storm, was it worth it? Lingoy. Briefly. Yeah. To be micro-brief. Yes.
I think a generation of boys and girls proved that they could be men. Whether we won, lost, overtake tayo ng Martian, I would not want to be born in any other time than 1948. So I could be in senior year college in 1969, 70.
Okay. General Corpus, looking back, was the first quarter storm worth it?
Well, I am what I am now because of what happened starting in the first quarter storm.
Senator?
Dapat po, walang anumang yugto ng ating kasaysayan na hindi natin kinakikinabangan.
Well said. Madam Eta.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, history, right now, if you look at the global situation, there's a lot going on in the region of West Asia. Huh? It used to be the Arab Spring, then Arab Winter, and now there's a lot of struggles going on. Young people in Hong Kong, it's going on. It's the same thing. Clamor and a cry for good governance, peace, welfare, and a decent life. So, what happened in the first quarter storm was yung first sigwa that provided the opportunity for the Filipino struggle to fight against dictatorship, fascism, and the U.S. imperialism for that matter. And we won. We won because we were able to overcome the U.S. Marcos rule at that time. But now, as history would point out, you have another authoritarian trend coming into the Philippines, which is taking place not just here, but all over the world. So we must join forces with the rest of the democratic constituents and fight for democracy.
Very good. Kasator, isang tanong pahabol dahil sabi ni Bobby Tiglao sa kanyang kolon, yung first quarter storm, siyang pinag-ugatan ng paglaganap ng komunismo.
Nandun na yung komunismo nangyari yan. Nandun na rin yung pasimula noong 1969 noong armed struggle. So hindi ang papel ng first quarter storm ay ito yung pinaka acceleration ng paghasik ng alternatibong idea ng paglutas sa mga problema ng bansa. No? Pero na magpahanggang ngayon ay nagpapatuloy. So isang positibong aspect yun, ang ating problema ay napakatagal ng gestation ng pagre-resolve ng ating mga problems. Ang Pilipinas natatangi 300 years of colonial Spanish colonization, nag-rebelde, katipunan, magtatagumpay sana, nakilala ng Amerika na yung sabi yun, nag-take over sila, another struggle, diba? Tapos ito na naman, mantakin mo ito, 50 years na ito ng struggle, hindi pa rin nagkakaresolvahan. Hindi naman natatalo, hindi nananalo, di ba, yung total victory, hindi rin naman nanalo. At ang debate ay nagpapatuloy doon sa ano ba dapat natin gawin? Reform, social, politika, etc. Pero, nandiyan pa, no? Yung mga veterano ng first quarter storm, nakakalat sa buong bansa, iba't ibang So, nandiyan pa rin ang materials para sa isang anong kakailanganing bagay na ma-reduce natin yung issues to the very basic at pagtulong-tulungan. So, isang paraan yung peace negotiations na pero yan, hindi sinasalaula naman nila. No? So, patuloy, magpapatuloy pa rin ang struggle. Hindi na yung hindi proven wrong ang objectives na nagbigay daan sa first quarter storm. Extended lamang at dapat talaga lahat ng yung old generation at the new generation ay pag-isipan mabuti. Paano natin ito makaharap na at hindi na magkatagal na.
Okay. With that, we bring to a close another edition of our Tapatan sa Aristocrat Part 1. Ang Part 2 natin, yung sinasabing anti-union organizing desks na binubuo ng pamahalaan sa mga economic zones. I believe exploitation takes place at the worst of its kind at economic zones. So we will talk about it a bit later. Thank you very much, gentlemen and madam. It's a pleasure. Magandang araw po. Huwag po kayo alis. May susunod pa.
Okay, bueno mga kaibigan, yan po napanood nyo at yung mga miyembro po ng PhilHealth, at least alam nyo na, no, kung sakasakali meron kayong ganyang nararamdaman, etc. Pumunta na kagad kayo sa tanggapan ng PhilHealth, yung pinakamalapit na tanggapan nyo ng PhilHealth at sabihin nyo po yung inyong mga daing at problema. Okay, so bueno mga kaibigan, pansamantala wawakasan na muna natin ang ating programang Utol at muli po tayo magbabalik sa araw ng bukas para sa Friday edition ng programang Utol, Usapin, Talakayin, Opinyon, lilinawin dito lang sa Spear Cyber TV. Muli, ako po ang inyong naging kasama, kakwentuhan, kajaming, katropa, kadabar cats, katropa pips, Rosel Lopez, at nakasama natin sa technical side si Joshua Mendoza. Magandang hapon Pilipinas. Hasta la vista.
Mga OFWs, gusto nyo bang malibang at makibalita sa mga nangyayari sa Pilipinas? Samahan si Tita Lou Medina.
Yung problema matagal na, kaya po yung impression na nakikreate ay inaccurate.
Hello Philippines! Hello world!
Homesick ka lang ba o talagang masama ang pakiramdam?
Masama po talaga ang pakiramdam ko. Kung homesick po, napaglalabanan po talaga. Kasama na po talaga yung pag umalis ka.
Samahan si Tita Lou Medina. Sama-sama nating pag-usapan ang inyong mga karanasan abroad.
Communication ang pinakamaganda dyan. Mag-usap kayo sa pinadadala mo. Dapat yung kung nagkapagkasya, kung nasa Pilipinas ka, mapapagkasya padadala mo. So magkano po ba ang dapat yung ipadala? Depende po sa sweldo nyo. Kasi pag nag-abroad ka, ang naging problema ng mga OFW na family, iniisip nila, ang tatay ko, ang kapatid ko, o sino pa man naging OFW, naging mataas na po ang standard of living nila.
Madaling sabihin yan na malaki ang sahod. Pero ang sahod lang ng isang domestic worker ay 20 to 24,000 pesos monthly. Wala daw silang maiipon.
Basta ikaw, OFW ang bida rito.
Tapos tinitingnan niya kung binabawasan ko ba o ano. Kasi one time po na nagluto ako ng kanin, syempre po gutom na ako kasi walang pagkain. Itulog pa sila maghapon. Gutom na talaga ako. Nagnakaw po talaga ako ng bigas kasi...
Hello Philippines! Hello world! Dito sa Spears Cyber TV. Usapin, talakayin. Opinyon, lilinawin kasama si Rosel Lopez, umaarangkada sa Spears Cyber TV.